to Ray Flores at ringside.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we begin the World Boxing Super Series live on DAZN. Let's welcome our first fighters to the ring as we want to welcome Wilner Soto.
Check me out right here, yo. Need to turn the track up a little bit for me. All up in my ears. The mic is loud, but the music ain't loud. Yeah. Yeah. Now the mic is low now. Turn the mic up low. That shit's all the way up. Yeah. Music is loud. Afro track. That's from the wild out.
And his opponent, Stephon Young. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the CFE Arena here in Orlando, Florida, as the World Boxing Super Series begins here on DAZN. We start off 10 rounds in the bantamweight division. Your referee in charge is Dennis DeBon. Introducing first, fighting to my left out of the red corner, he comes in wearing the red and the black. Official weight, 118 pounds. His record stands at 21 wins, a dozen of those by knockout against 4 losses. Fighting out of Canalete, Colombia, here is Wilner Soto. And across the ring, his adversary fighting out of the blue corner. He comes in wearing the red, black, and the tiger stripe. Official weight, 118 pounds. His record, 17 wins, 7 of those by knockout against 1 loss and 3 draws. Fighting out of the gateway city of St. Louis, Missouri. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Stephon Young.
Okay, gentlemen, I expect a good, clean fight in here. Protect yourselves at all times. Obey my commands at all times. Touch them up. Come out boxing at the bell.
Stephon Young versus Wilner Soto. Very interesting matchup between 118 pounders here. I'm joined now by my colleague Ray Flores. Ray?
BJ, this should be a fun matchup. Stephon Young is very entertaining. He is a southpaw, and he likes to use his boxing and keep himself on the outside. Wilner Soto, on the other hand, as we look at his record of 21 victories, a dozen of those by knockout, he likes to bring an end to his fights rather quickly. So it is going to be the style against the power game of one another that are matching up. And we're live here on DAZN in the United States. Ray Flores, BJ Flores, great to be with all of you here on this Saturday evening. My goodness, do we have a tremendous night of action as we commence with Stephon Young and Wilner Soto here at 118.
Exactly, Ray. And if there's two things that I know about St. Louis, I grew up in Springfield, Missouri. St. Louis was in our region. We always had to box against St. Louis in that city. And two things that that city has is a lot of southpaws and a lot of speed. And we'll look for both of those things from Stephon Young tonight.
Well, Stephon Young starting off with that. Now straight left down the center.
Another very good southpaw out of the city of St. Louis, who also was very similar style-wise to Stephon Young as Corey Spinks.
And Stephon Young ranked number 10 by the WBA. He suffered his first defeat in his last fight, a 12-round defeat at the hands of Raymart Galbeo for the interim WBA championship. He was down in the third. Was Stephon Young.
Nice counter punch a second ago from Stephon Young. You see the hand speed, you see the temperament of him. He likes to sit on the outside. He's going to pick his shots. He's going to make you come to him and look for counter punching opportunities.
Wilner Soto gets tattooed with a straight left from Stephon Young.
Sharp punching from Stephon Young here early in this first round, Ray. You know, I like what I see. Both guys are still kind of feeling each other out. Soto is looking for opportunities, and nice left hand by
Down goes Soto.
a beautiful counter left hand. He slid back as Soto was punching and timed that left hand perfectly and landed it right on the button, Ray.
Stephon Young showing some of that speed and his technical prowess in the early going of this bantamweight matchup. Young uncorking straight lefts down the middle.
Beautiful
Another
counter punch by Stephon Young. He landed that left hand right on the money, Ray, and that was the one that did all the damage, the shot that Soto did not see.
That's a big round for Stephon Young as we are under 30 seconds to go. Another straight left that wobbled Soto.
I can tell you right now, the speed of Stephon Young is going to give Soto problems all night. Soto has got to start to dig to the body a little bit of Stephon Young because the speed is so different.
Stephon Young is 3 years older than Soto. And we near the end of round number 1.
An excellent first round for Stephon Young. He came out there, Ray, and did a lot of good stuff. You see the counter left hand right here. He's waiting, looking for Soto to punch, and slides on the inside. Kind of dangerous because you're in range of Soto's right hand, but the speed of Young is so nice. He slips on in, lands that perfect left hand to the chin of Soto. Take another look at it right there from a different angle. The speed of Stephon Young is going to give Soto problems, and the best way for Soto to get into this fight is to get close to Stephon Young.
And for Stephon Young, BJ, he has a terrific amateur background, over 100 amateur bouts. He could have gone to the London Olympics, but he was beaten in the trials by Rasheed Warren and also by Gary Russell, the younger brother of the current WBC featherweight champion of the world, Gary Russell Jr.
Yeah, obviously, Rasheed Warren and Gary Russell are both very good names and very good fighters. So, and you know, Stephon Young was also, you know, very immature and very young at that time in his career. So he's coming into his own. He's getting more experience, and he looked really good in the first round, Ray. Very impressive.
Another straight left that connected by Stephon Young. This is scheduled for 10 rounds. Stephon Young and Wilner Soto. Still to come, we have a matchup for the IBF Bantamweight crown. Emmanuel Rodriguez, Jason Maloney. Straight left that continues to pick apart Wilner Soto.
And the hand speed is so different here, Ray. Unless Soto gets close, he's going to have zero success in this fight because Young is able to pick his shots off and he sees everything coming from the outside.
At distance, Stephon Young can make it an easy night for himself.
Very reflexive. You see the fast twitch muscles of Stephon Young. Very quick, and he's got great eyes.
Young prides himself on being known as the showstopper. Well, he could certainly make an indelible mark tonight if he's able to stop Wilner Soto.
Nice
Another
left hand.
straight left, and Soto just ran right into it.
And one thing I like about Young, what he did, he spun right out to the right side, and he was immediately in position to punch again after he landed that good combination. More good counter punching from Stephon Young.
Stephon Young setting traps as Soto has not been able to figure it out. Stephon Young is doing a nice job of keeping his distance as Soto is kind of coming forward and throwing punches.
You see Soto kind of pushing out just a push jab, not too much snap on that punch. He's trying to use that to cut down range so he can land the right hand and the left hook, but Stephon Young is sliding back with those shots and countering and pausing everything Soto's trying to do.
Stephon Young getting in and out. A jab followed by a straight left that found its mark.
Nice counter right hook. And something we see Stephon Young doing, he's continually moving to his left, kind of in the right hand of Soto, but that's because he believes he can get his left hand there before Soto gets his right hand there. So far so good.
As we approach the final moments of the second. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you have. And here's some of the action from the second.
Another good straight left hand. You know, if it's not broke, don't fix it. So Stephon Young is going to continue to do what scored him that knockdown in the first round. Land that counter left hand off a slow pushing jab from Soto.
So you're sitting on some of that
And
stuff.
if you're Stephon Young, you are feeling quite confident as you endeavor into the third round.
Okay? Don't be jumping. Just sit there. Push him back. Press him back. Sit on him. Double him. Quiero que me caminen a tu izquierda. Camina a tu izquierda. El pie izquierdo afuera y mete la recta derecha. Comienza a tirarle la derecha.
Round number 3, this one's scheduled for 10. Ray Flores, BJ Flores here ringside in Orlando, the World Boxing Super Series. Bantamweight matchup between Stephon Young and Wilner Soto. Through 2, BJ, how do you have it? 2-0.
Only way you can score it, Ray. Stephon Young has landed all the clean punches. He's controlled the action. He's controlled everything, and you know, I don't think Soto's landed a clean shot. Another nice counter right hook, straight left hand by Young, right down the middle.
Wilner Soto is trying to figure out Young, but so far he has been having major issues closing the gap on the 30-year-old from St. Louis.
And you see, Ray, how the speed is so important in these lower weight brackets. Stephon Young able to get there, get out, get there again before Soto even knows what hit him. So the speed is so important. He reminds me of, I don't want to put too much pressure on him, but the way he moves back and the way his feet are, he reminds me of another good junior featherweight named Junior Jones. He's from New York City, a very, very good fighter. Was able to counterpunch, slid back, made fighters miss, and made them pay. Obviously, Young doesn't have the power of Junior Jones, but he's very, very sharp with his punches.
A straight left that jarred the jaw of Wilner Soto. And look at how crafty Stephon Young is. He's extremely crafty. Very rarely is in a bad spot to throw a punch.
Good body shot a second ago from Soto. Again, more of the comparison I made with Junior Jones. Not, Stephon Young hasn't won a world championship yet, but both southpaws, both very quick, able to counter. And I loved watching Junior Jones back in the day because he was such a good counter puncher, and you see a lot of that in Stephon Young.
If you're Soto, in order to cut away some of the legs and the mobility of Young, he should be going to the body, BJ, and so far he's not been doing that.
You're right about that, but one thing that he's got to do, he's got to be careful not to get countered. He's putting himself in position. He's walking right into the firepower of Stephon Young, and he's not throwing any kind of jab. He's not moving his head. He's just kind of pushing that one punch, and it's allowing Stephon Young to really zero in and really be a sharpshooter. So Soto's got to give him something to look at on the way in, Ray. right there.
And there is Soto now digging to the body of Stephon Young, but Young backs away and gets out of danger. A straight left that connected again. 2 straight lefts down the center, followed by a check right hook from Stephon Young.
Timing is very good on that left hand, Ray.
There's just been a sledgehammer, BJ, with the exception of the fact of Soto has just tough skin because some of those shots have been piercing straight legs from Stephon Young. And here we see later tonight in our main event for the IBF Bantamweight Championship of the World and the quarterfinals of the World Boxing Super Series Bantamweight clash. Here's Jason Maloney with his brother with him as well, from his twin brother from New South Wales, Australia. He has made the trek and vows that he will take home the IBF Bantamweight crown back home to the land down under.
And this morning we had a chance to chat with Jason and his trainer Angelo Hyder earlier today, and they talked about him and the twin brother.
Quiero que camine hacia la izquierda y la recta de derecha.
As we continue with action, a straight left for Stephon Young to begin the round. Round 4, this one is scheduled for 10. Ray Flores, BJ Flores. Soto starting to be more aggressive, BJ. I think he's sensing that he can't give away too many more rounds.
Yeah, he's definitely behind on the scorecards, 3-0. Nice counter left hand again from Young. And he's got to start to step up the tempo if he wants to be in this fight. Again, he's got to give Stephon Young something to look at when he's coming in. He can't just walk in with his hands up. And you see him doing some good work to the body right there, Ray.
Soto picking up the pace. Nice shot right in the abdomen of Young. Young throwing a straight left of his own.
And Young wants to be careful here not to get complacent. Don't let Soto think he can be in this fight. So far he's been dominating, and you see Soto in the beginning of this 4th round coming out, applying more pressure and being more aggressive. So it's Young's job to remind him that he's the better fighter.
I'd like to see more of a jab from Stephon Young here in this 4th round, BJ.
Yeah, it's an important punch, but one thing you do as a counterpuncher, a lot of times you don't want to start first. You look for the opportunities for your opponent to start to place your well-placed counters. So a lot of counterpunchers don't jab. They kind of sit back and wait for you to make a mistake.
Just over the midway mark of round 4.
See, looking to land that left hand again. One of my favorite counterpunchers of all time, Roy Jones Jr. He had the quickest reflexes of anybody I've ever seen in my entire life. But Roy wasn't a big jabber. He sat back and looked for you to make little mistakes, and when you did, he made you pay.
Dennis DeBon warning Stephon Young about holding behind the head. Under a minute remaining here in round 4.
I would like to see more combination punching from Stephon Young here. I feel like he's maybe taken a round off or slowed the pace down a little bit here. And it's given Soto a chance to maybe not necessarily win the round, but he's definitely getting back in the fight. Nice right hook.
But right hook that found its mark for Stephon Young, and that right hook is starting to be more of a weapon for the 30-year-old out of St. Louis.
And I would like to see Stephon Young start to move to his right a little bit more, not continually to his left into the right hand of Soto. Move to the right, use that right hook, use that jab, and use the countering from the right side. Circling to his right. There he goes right there. Nice, and the right hook off of it. Very intelligent by Stephon Young.
Final moments of round 4 as it's in the books. And also making his entrance moments ago, Emmanuel Rodriguez. The winner of this bantamweight quarterfinal matchup will take on Naoya Inoue In the semifinals, it's the World Boxing Super Series. There is the IBF Bantamweight Champion of the World from Vega Baja, Puerto Rico. It is Emmanuel Rodriguez here in Orlando.
Don't open your hands so wide when you're coming up with shots, okay? All right, that's a little scary. A little shorter with the shots, okay, when you come up, all right? But keep pushing him back. Don't let him push you back no more. He ain't got shit for you, all right? Here's the jab to put him back. When you leave him in space, you need to check that space.
Round 5, this one's scheduled for 10 between Stephon Young and Wilner Soto. Still to come are 2 quarterfinal matchups in the World Boxing Super Series Cruiserweight and Bantamweight tournament. Stephon Young, the southpaw, wearing the gold with the red and the tiger stripe, wearing the red and the black, is Wilner Soto out of Colombia.
And right now we're just getting to the halfway mark of this of the fight. Still 6 rounds remaining, and you see Soto really applying more pressure and starting to bang away on Young.
But Young is just so technically more savvy than Soto. Soto likes to engage in phone booth fights and has been unable to close the distance upon Stephon Young. And Young has been using every bit of that ring to his advantage. Now a couple of body shots by Soto. But this is a very big moment for Wilner Soto, the 27-year-old out of Colombia. He's got to really start to have a big round in order to give Stephon Young something to think about.
I mean, arguably, Ray, you could have given him the last round. He was very busy. He shot probably 2 or 3 times as many punches as Stephon Young did, and he banged away on the body a little bit. So, you know, Soto could have won that last round, and he came out in the beginning of this round, you know, working a lot better. So Stephon Young needs to continue to, you know, bring back his punch output. His last couple rounds, he's really starting to put that away. So he's got to be more offensive here, and don't give Soto a chance to believe he can win this fight.
Well, Soto is coming forward as we're at the halfway mark of round 5.
Good defense right there by Stephon Young, but remember the 4 criteria of scoring are clean punching, effective aggression, defense, and ring generalship. So clean punching always beats defense if the fight's close.
Also aggression as well, BJ, which Soto has been doing here in round 5.
And even though Soto's not landing a whole lot of clean punches, he's forcing the fight, and he's shooting a lot more punches than Stephon Young in the last 2 rounds.
Another straight left by Stephon Young, but Wilner Soto having a very good round here in the 5th.
Again, Ray, it's nothing spectacular, but it's just workmanlike, and he's putting himself in position to get back into this fight.
It's an astute observation, BJ. Soto just ate a straight left, but it has been Soto who is seeming to out-hustle Stephon Young here in the 5th.
Well, when you see when Young lets his hands go, he hits him every time. So it's interesting to me why he's slowed his punch output down. Maybe trying to conserve energy, maybe a bit fatigued, but he's got a very high connection percentage whenever he decides to punch. And Stephon Young having a good last minute of this 5th round.
We're halfway home of this 10-round affair.
Walk him back, all right? All you got to do is walk him back. No more running, all right? No more running, no more. Deep breath.
And let's take a look back at some of the work, BJ.
You see Soto coming forward, doing a lot of good work on the inside. Even though nothing's terribly clean, nothing's very sharp, but he's putting a lot of pressure on Young, Ray, and he's forcing him to fight his fight.
All that double defense, camina para la izquierda, siempre caminando para tu izquierda, a tu izquierda.
Well, Wilner Soto's got a lot of ice on his back. Man, that is a big bag of ice, BJ.
Yeah, really nice in the corner, Ray, to sit down and feel that big, nice, cold bag of ice on your neck. Makes you feel awake and alive and ready to get back out there for round 6.
Second half of the fight has begun. Ray Flores, BJ Flores, Stephon Young, and Wilner Soto. This fight's getting closer, BJ, as we endeavor into the second half of the fight.
Yeah, it is. Soto's putting a lot of pressure on Stephon Young, forcing him to fight his fight. And we got him right in front of us now.
Soto's going to work. He is hammering away upon Stephon Young. Young is now being forced to just sit in the pocket and brawl. Left hooks to the body as Soto throwing punches from an array of angles.
A lot of good work from Soto there. And you see the determination of this kid. He came all the way here from Colombia, and look, maybe he's not the most talented guy, but he's finding a way to get himself back into the fight. Activity.
What's the old adage? Pressure bursts pipes. And so far as we take a look at that work rate, it is Soto who's out-throwing Stephon Young by almost 100 punches.
And the landed department is actually almost even now, too. So one thing Stephon Young doesn't want to do, he doesn't want to let Soto get too much momentum here.
Well, Soto took him a little while to get going, but like a locomotive, he is charging ahead. 100 seconds left here in the sixth. Soto is just banging away wherever he deems necessary. And Stephon Young, his activity rate has lessened from the third round on, or from the fourth round on.
That's the thing we're seeing here, Ray. A lot of times fighters say, look, it doesn't look like it's open. I'm not going to shoot the punch because it's not open. Sometimes when you shoot the punches, you see the openings while you're shooting, and that's what Soto's decided to do here. Stephon Young doesn't have a lot of holes when he's on the outside, but when you bang away, you'll see more openings created.
Well, as we look at the mindset, Stephon Young was throwing punches in the first 3 rounds, and he was reacting. Soto was thinking too much. Now, from round 4 on, it is Soto who's throwing punches, and Young who's thinking too much.
Well, I don't know if it's Young who's thinking too much or if he's a little fatigued. I think the physical strength of Soto on the inside is starting to wear Young down, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens in these last 4 rounds. Seeing one punch at a time now from Stephon Young, and he needs to put 2 and 3 together, slide out, make a move. But again, the pressure makes it very difficult to react like that under duress.
And look at Wilner. Soto really pick up the pace. He has Stephon Young against the ropes. Young needs to be able to spin around.
I see this is another round for Soto. He's been too busy, he's been too active, and he's even landed more punches now. So. Good left hand by Stephon Young.
That is the end of the 6th.
Eso es lo único que él tiene, él no tiene más nada.
Here's some good work from Wilner Soto.
Yeah, you see he's got Stephon Young against the ropes, and he's not doing anything flashy. He's just letting his hands go up, down, making Stephon Young defend all angles, and very effective work there, Ray, even though he's the less athletic fighter.
Trying to come outside, finesse. Rugged's gonna win on finesse. Okay? Can't be too finesse. All right? You're gonna have to be a little bit mean, a little bit nasty. Okay? You're gonna have to be a little mean, a little nasty. You heard? All right, let's go. Let's go. Get to him. You can't do that without punching.
Well, you overheard in the corner of Stephon Young, they said you have to be nastier. They want to see him, they said less finesse, and they want to see him being more nasty. I think they realize that he's in a dogfight.
You know, you got to remember those first couple of rounds when Stephon Young was really controlling and dominating. These rounds are still only scored on the 10-point must system. So even though you dominate a round, unless there's knockdowns, it's still pretty much a 10-9 round. So Soto's got a little momentum now over the last 3, and there's still 4 rounds left, right?
Well, it has been a back-and-forth matchup, but it has been Soto who has been controlling, or at least being more active from round 4 on.
Well, I think really controlling is the right word, Ray. I think he has been controlling, and he's been, making Stephon Young fight his fight. That's one question you can always ask yourself to see who's in control. Who's fighting which guy's fight? And the last 3 rounds, Soto has been forcing Stephon Young to fight in the phone booth.
And Young,
Keep your punches up.
he's starting to get sloppier with his punches as well, BJ. His hands are coming down a little bit quicker. A lot of arm punches. He isn't getting as much leverage behind his shots.
A little more tired. He's in round 7 here, so of course fatigue starting to set in a little bit. So I would like to see Stephon Young kind of plant his feet a little more, move his upper body, not move his legs so much, so he's set to punch whenever Soto comes in.
It's a very important fight for Stephon Young, too. Coming off a loss, that first blemish on his resume, or the first loss, he does have 3 draws.
Later in the night, we also have another fighter coming off his first loss, Dorticos. Dorticos fought an absolute war with Murat Gassiev in the finals of the Cruiserweight tournament last year. Actually, not the finals, the semifinals. And,
well, it could have been a final anywhere else.
It seemed like a final to me when I was watching it on my TV, but just he's coming off a loss as well, so it's going to be very interesting to see how he reacts to a very tough Matus Masterman.
1 minute left. Stephon Young clubs Soto with a straight left.
Nice counter left hands and nice body shot by Stephon Young. He's having a good 30-second period.
Big right hook that connected on Young. Young went backwards. Now Soto going right to work. Young left his chin exposed, but now it is Young who clips Soto. Both men have had their moments here in round 7.
Very tough round to score. Still 30 seconds left. Right when I was saying Young was having a nice 30 seconds, Soto clipped him and caught him with a good shot. You see the quicker, flashier punches from Young, and you see the heavier punches coming from Soto.
Round 7 has drawn to a close. And here is some of the work from round 7, BJ.
Very good work, and you see, both guys were landing some good shots, but some of the loopy punches from Soto were finding a home against Young, and Young was having some moments, but Soto reminded him, look, this is a 10-round fight. Same thing from a different angle. Good shot from Soto.
Stay strong. You're winning yourself, okay? Put the mouthpiece back in, man. You're doing it yourself.
Sigue respirando, sigue descansando. Sigue descansando, respira.
Respira, sigue respirando.
Sigue respirando.
The corner Wilner Soto telling him to keep applying the pressure. Keep stalking him. Keep moving forward. Stephon Young looks to be refreshed, but can he solve the pressure and the more active Wilner Soto? Straight left that connected by Young.
Nice body shot by Young as well. And I like that shot to the body. I just wish he'd bring something back over the top, like the right hook. You don't want to shoot a single left hand on the body and stand right in front of your opponent. Bring the right hook back after and protect yourself.
But Soto cannot get complacent either, BJ. He needs to do exactly what he's done, and that is outwork Stephon Young. Young is the more technically savvy fighter. Soto is more the aggressor, throwing punches in bunches.
Yeah, Young's the more athletic fighter. He's the faster fighter. He's the flashier fighter. But it's still determined to see who the better fighter is, because Soto is, really trying to implement a strategy here. And he's, obviously worn Young down, but Young looks like he's got a bit of a second wind here in this 8th round, and he's a little sharper than he was the last few rounds.
Well, Young is doing a better job, BJ, in this 8th round of maintaining his distance.
Very important.
And Soto seems to be out of range to throw anything significant. Now this is where he's got to work. And can he have success in the second half of this 8th round?
And Soto needs to forget about the head of Young in situations like that and just dig the body. The body doesn't move, Ray, so if he doesn't want to miss those punches and waste them, he can go to the body of Young and have a 100% success rate.
So many times guys get in this mode of following the head. It is the body that does not move that plays a factor when it comes to boxing, and also basketball as well if you're trying to defend your opponent.
Good body punching by Stephon Young. And I like his focus on the body in this round, Ray. It's really slowed down Wilner Soto, the attack to the body.
The left hook to the body by one, Wilner Soto.
Still a very close round. Both guys need to finish strong in this last 30 seconds. You see good defense right there from Stephon Young, but he doesn't come back with anything. Nice left hand right after I said that.
Soto trying to jab in, but this is a better round for Stephon Young.
Nice jab by Soto.
And Soto with his back on the ropes. And that ends the eighth. And making his entrance, the former WBA Cruiserweight Champion of the World, Uniela Dorticos. What a war he had against Murat Gassiev in the opening season of the World Boxing Super Series Cruiserweight Tournament. Back for season number 2, the KO Doctor. And there is the master, Mateusz Masternak from Poland, looking to make a statement tonight against Uniela Dorticos. That is on the way later tonight from Orlando.
But I need that left loop. Either you're going to set it up with a jab on the bottom and then loop the left, or you're going to walk him into it when he jumps. Okay? All right, let's go.
What's that corner?
I got you.
As we begin round 9, this one's scheduled for 10. And going to the deck is Soto, but that was because he threw a punch and just fell right in front of Stephon Young.
Nice counter right hook there. Stephon Young, whether the referee called it a knockdown or not, he did land the right hook, and then right after he went down. So I want to get the replay on that. No, he didn't.
Oh, I was going to say, I thought it was ruled to slip, but it looks like Soto's having issues when it comes to his boxing shoes.
Yeah, a second ago, actually in the last round, he stepped on the lead foot of Young, which happens a lot when an orthodox fighter fights a southpaw, but he is having some issues, definitely.
Stephon Young having more success in these final few rounds, BJ, and it looks like he's been able to adjust. The middle rounds look to go to Soto, but the beginning and now it looks like the end has been controlled by the 30-year-old out of St. Louis.
Well, you like to see that. You'd like to see a young prospect, really take control of his own career and his own future and say, look, he had a little momentum. I'm going to shut that down and dominate these last 3 rounds. So, Stephon Young has not been dominating the last round in this round, but he's doing much better, and he's in control so far.
Stephon Young also is practice southpaw. He's coming off a loss that he fought for an interim title, but ranked number 10 by the WBA. And now there is a laceration outside the left eye of Stephon Young, and I'm curious to see if that was caused by a butt or because of a punch.
Either way, Ray, there's only 1 round left after this round, and there's not a lot of blood coming out. So unless it opens up too much deeper, I don't think it's going to be an issue. But, one thing I would like to see Stephon Young do, he slips constantly to the inside and shoots that left hand. When you got an aggressive fighter coming at you, slip inside and drop that left uppercut and then the right hook. It makes perfect sense because Soto's right in front of him. He's coming right to him. So that left uppercut to the body, left uppercut to the chin would be right there. And I wish Young could hear me from ringside.
Yeah, no question. Very good instructions, BJ. But, with Young, he has a guy who isn't moving his head much. So, as you pointed out, that uppercut is there.
It is, and especially when he's being so aggressive, he'll walk right into it. You can shoot it to the chest, you can shoot it to the throat, you can shoot it to the lower part of the stomach, wherever you want. It's going to land every single time because Soto does not move his head. And that left uppercut is there and could be a punch. He's getting a little wide to the straight left hand. Left uppercut could change this fight completely, right?
Well, there's a big right hand by Soto, but Young looking to create some distance. A right hand to the body. As we near the final moments of round 9 between Stephon Young and Wilner Soto.
Nice left hand.
starts now. Sit up straight. The breathing starts right now.
And here's how the cut happened on Stephon Young. Looked like a small clash of heads. Slight clash heads. And there was the slip at the beginning of the round. And we'll take a look at the slip again. And there is, yeah, he got stepped on the foot of Stephon Young.
Hands go a little bit in that move.
Herman Caicedo
Let's go. 1 round.
overlooking at the lead trainer for Stephon Young. There is Wilner Soto round. This is the 10th and final round between the two.
Touch him up, gentlemen. Box.
Nice clean shots from Stephon Young there. Straight right hand and a left hand right after that. No need to sit down and exchange with Soto. Soto's still got a little more in the gas tank than Young, but Young is the sharper puncher, no question. So.
And Young has made those adjustments, BJ. It looked like Soto was having success, and then he was able to turn the table starting in the 8th round. I had him winning the first 3, I have him winning 8, 9, and now if proverbially, if he wins this round, I think Young should take home the W.
Yeah, of course, you know, Young's in position to win the fight on the scorecard. It's just how he performs and how he finishes up, because, you know, we saw a little swing in the momentum during the middle rounds, and Young seemed to get it back under control over the last round and a half, 2 rounds.
That's what a veteran does. They have to make adjustments, and a big straight left that wobbled Soto. And I wonder if Young feels like he has Soto hurt. A big straight left clipping Wilner Soto.
Whether he feels like he does or not,
Big straight left by Young.
it's his job to go in there and find out and shoot some punches and test.
That's exactly what he's doing.
Make Soto show you he's not hurt. You know, go throw some good leather at him and see where his head's at.
Halfway mark of the 10th and final round. Stephon Young looking to make a definitive statement tonight.
A lot of clean punches from Stephon Young here. Maybe he was saving it all up for this last round, because he's looked very sharp in the 10th.
And he's throwing with a lot of ferocity, more ferocity than what we've seen pretty much in this entire fight.
There he looks back to how he looked in the first and second rounds. Very sharp.
Final minute of this matchup between Stephon Young and Wilner Soto here in Orlando. If you're Wilner Soto, you got to be able to go now and start to apply the pressure and take some chances.
Nice counter left hand by Stephon Young. Nice. Just slow punching from Soto here. It's not going to get the job done against a speedy southpaw like Stephon Young. He had his chance in the middle rounds, ready to take control of this fight, and Stephon Young flipped the script on him and won the last 2 rounds on my scorecard.
And that ends the matchup. Stephon Young and Wilner Soto go to the scorecards.
You see some of the work in the 10th and final round. Stephon Young got things back under control. Soto was aggressive. Nice straight left hand by Stephon Young. And then he did something we haven't seen him do yet. He applied some pressure. He put Soto on the back foot, and he made him prove that he wasn't hurt. Good punching by Stephon Young. Again, the lack of head movement and defense from Soto put him in position to get hit with that left hand all night, and he never quite made the adjustments. Okay. Okay, who's going first, Maloney or Rodriguez? Okay. Got it. Did Ray already do the interview?
Yeah, we're ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance, we go to the scorecards. Here are your score totals. Judges at ringside, James O'Connor and Thomas Nardone have the contest 99-90, and Fred Flutie sees it 97-92 for your winner by unanimous decision, Stephon Young.
99-91, 97-92 is a little more how my scorecard had it. Look, I had it 7 rounds to 3, and I think Stephon Young had a good performance, had a little lapse of concentration in those middle rounds, but picked it up very nicely again on the end. And